All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? In today's video, I want to quickly go over how most people are actually starting to sell AI incorrectly, and I'm even guilty of this when I started, and what actually works. So let's get into it real quick here. All right, so number one mistake new AI sellers make is selling AI as a product, not talking about features, not outcomes, excuse me. And then obviously just talking a lot about tech jargon that doesn't matter. So really to get down into these points, first one selling AI as a product. So for example, this is like selling an AI chatbot. You don't want to just call companies or business owners and say, hey, I have this chatbot that can pick up incoming phone calls for you, and that's it. First off, it doesn't solve too many problems for them. Yes, it'll maybe alleviate and solve some missed calls, but the second problem is that you can't charge all that much for these systems. So you need to be able to cold call hundreds of people, hundreds of businesses per day, and with the hopes of a couple of them saying yes. And then in reality, after a few months, they're probably going to drop it. That's what I've seen. And I made the mistake myself of actually starting something like that and trying it. It didn't work out. It's just a lot of work for not a lot of money. You can't solve too many problems, so you can't sell, a high ticket item, for example. So what happens is you might get a couple sales here and there, but they're going to drop out a lot faster. They're not going to stay in your business for that long. And it's the same amount of work probably to get acquire these customers, and you're making a lot less money. So why would you do that when you can sell the full system, right? Talking about features and not outcomes. So you call them, talk about AI and what it can do instead of what they can actually be like in 2 months if they implement the system. And then obviously just talking about tech that they don't understand. Most owners right now, business owners, are just not into it. They don't understand. They know ChatGPT exists, but they don't know what's going on. So if you just start blabbing away, they're gonna click, hang up. So let's get into what really works, right? The brick versus bridge method. This is really what the easiest way of putting it to you guys. You don't want to sell a brick. You want to sell the bridge. So there's like, let's say 10 bricks in the bridge. You don't want to sell one. You want to sell the whole thing. So what does this mean? The brick is a chatbot, Cloud GPT, all these other things, these singular items. The bridge is the whole system that gets your customer, in this case a business owner, results, tangible results. That's what's going to keep them around for a long time, paying you monthly retainers, not just paying you $500 once and dropping out, okay? And just to piggyback off of that, like I was saying, it's not about the AI that you're selling, it's about the results. So these business owners, they want to see more results. They're going to keep paying you thousands of dollars per month if you actually bring them more traffic and get them more money, right? It's that simple. If you're a business owner and if you've ever had a business, you understand, right? If you have something you're paying for, but it doesn't actually make you money or it doesn't really solve that headache for you, you're either going to pay for it once or a couple months and then drop it. So that's why I'm saying you need to be able to help people in everything. You can't just sell them something and then hope, they'll stick around paying you a couple $100. So what you want to do is generate more leads, have them do less manual work, book more appointments, and close deals. So if you can do all those things, that's the bridge, right? So you're connecting all the dots. You're not just doing more leads. You're not just doing AI automation. You're not just doing, an appointments AI system. You're doing everything that leads to the closed deal. So that's what people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for to start up, and thousands of dollars monthly, honestly, just to retain it. I mean, if you're making them thousands of dollars, why not pay you 10% or whatever, right? So that's just that's the way I want you guys to start thinking about this stuff, because I've wasted months, guys, trying to sell the break and it didn't work. It's just so much work for such little, and it doesn't work. So selling a solution stack is the way, not just a tool, obviously. So you want to sell lead capture funnels, automated response, CRM, booking, and follow-up automation. So all these things you can easily do on Go High Level. Go High Level has the option to do either the break or the bridge. You just need to pick. If you go on Go High Level and you pay just $90 a month, I bring this up in every video. You need Go High Level if you're going to sell AI. Go High Level has the bot in there, so you can link people onto it. Go High Level has their thing where they want you to just use that, and that's it. Just use the bridge. Use a brick. Excuse me. The best way to do it is to implement it with everything else. So you can use Go High Level and then a bunch of other AI tools, which I'll get into in other videos, really, that you can use to do all of this here. You know, high level is going to give you one or two of these, but not all of them. There's AIs that you can pay for, such as SynthFlow, which I'm going to get into later, that can really capture the leads, the captured leads, and then process them and even close them. So, and there's a couple other ones that you're going to use too. So these things, they cost money, but once you get the customer, it's going to produce results, right? So simple AI sales funnel, right? You're going to want to create leads for your customer, right? With a landing page, with an offer, with ads. You're going to be pretty much a marketing agency as well. It's going to be chatbot, form CRM, follow up, and then booked appointments. So that's pretty much what I want you guys to focus on. That's what I'm doing right now. And trust me, guys, it's a lot easier selling a full bridge instead of a brick. It's the same amount of effort, and you get a lot more money out of it, guys. So become a consultant, not a tech expert or some pushy sales guys just trying to sell an AI bot. You're really trying to help them. That's why I'm always saying, pick the niche that you really kind of are familiar with. If your dad's a roofer, maybe help out roofers. If you're a real estate agent or weren't a real estate agent like myself, get into real estate. Help real estate agents because you can speak their language. It's a lot easier if you have experience in that field. So hey, you can really talk to these guys and say, hey, you know what? I know exactly what we're going through, and they understand that. They hear your voice. So if you can really just become a consultant and try to help that business, it's going to pay off in dividends in the later, guys. So you're really just trying to ask real questions, how you can help, diagnose the problems, obviously, and then talk about return on investment, not features. Don't talk about, hey, this is all we can do for you, but then not show them the possibility. So, for example, return on investment would be for real estate agents something like, hey, I can book you, 10 listing appointments in the next month or whatever the case may be, right? That's something that they can put into their head and say, holy shit, that's a lot of money, and go from there. So that's really all I had for you guys today. I want to really stress the importance of selling the full system, not just a brick, because a brick's not sustainable long term. So really, if you can just dig down into building it, I know it's going to take more time. You're going to be spending a lot more time on the back end. Building this might take months to build it out, but trust me, guys, a lot. It's worth it. Okay, the good things take time to build. You can't just do it overnight. Hope you guys learned a lot today. If you have any questions, leave them down below. See you guys in the next one.